Alrighty, so for those who are just joining in, my co-host here is none other than my my Grand Blue Fantasy versus Rising teacher, Mr. Timo. And without Timo's help, I don't think I would have gotten into, what did I say I got into? Ranked 132 or ranked 123 at REVO this year?
I think it was like 120 something.
Yeah, 120 something over at REVO this year. So I had this man's tutelage to thank to help me get so far during REVO this year. And what we're going to be doing right now is we're going to be discussing our thoughts regarding the Virtua Fighter 5 REVO beta that you guys just saw us duking it out in, as well as what we like to see and what our thoughts are regarding the next installment for Virtua Fighter that'll be coming out sometime in the near future. Okay, so I'll just start off by asking Timo, what are your thoughts for REVO?
I think this version of the game is kind of tight. I'm definitely liking it so far. I don't really have no idea like what the changes are balance-wise, because I don't know jack about the last version, but I mean everything seems pretty good to me, especially the rollback part of it.
I agree. I'll get to my thoughts there in a second. But if I remember correctly, someone said that they got rid of a lot of stuns in the game. Like, I don't know what kind of stuns they're talking about, but they got rid of a lot of stuns in the game from the original Ultimate Edition that came out a few years ago, or a couple years back, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
What else?
I think I also heard that a lot of the weights were like normalized. So not like you don't need to learn a combo for like every character, more or less.
Yeah.
Besides like the super heavy characters for the most part.
You know, I was thinking about that. I keep thinking of our matches from the first day when you were fighting that Sumer character and I was playing as Pi. When I went to do that one grab, you literally saw she struggled to throw him over her back.
Yeah, I think that's another thing that's really tight about the game is like the details like that. Just like, oh, it's actually kind of interesting how there's like different ways they're like stopping your grabs or like parrying your punches. Like, so cool.
Yeah, I was surprised. Yeah, like during our set today when I was playing Jackie, there was a whole bunch of times where I was even caught off guard when Jackie caught your attack and did that cool like Wing Chun parry move thing on you.
Yeah, I think that's like a mechanic in the game. Some characters can just like parry your jabs. I don't know how you activate it, but that's the thing some characters can do.
Me too. Although I think if I remember correctly, if I remember from watching Justin Wong's video when he was playing the beta, I think there's a clip of Justin Wong where he literally steps away from his desk and he gets into a match and his opponent tries to go into attack and Jackie literally parries every single jab until he gets back, and then his opponents try to get wise and doing other stuff to get to Jackie, but that was by the time he caught on to what was going on, Justin came back and was able to finish the fight.
Yeah, I think I saw that clip. So that might just be like if you don't do anything, you just parry, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But I do like that. It's like an extra mind game. It's like, hey, don't mindlessly jab at me, parry.
Yeah, it's true. Like telling you to kind of really think about your next move. Yeah, I felt that too during our sets too. Like I was thinking, is it smart to just try and go for a jab, or should I try and do something else? And then going back to the rollback, when it works, I feel like the rollback is phenomenal. Like I don't remember I think I remember the connection the last time I played and streamed Virtua Fighter, which was like forever ago, and the connection really was dog doo. I'm not gonna lie, it was doo doo at best when I was dealing like with a laggy opponent. But then again, my setup wasn't the best at the time, like not like how it is now. But I'm surprised even with my settings for the stream and with our connections, it was really good for the most part. But I won't lie, like if you guys saw when I was streaming earlier this week when I was dealing with the teleporting grandma or the vanishing Sarah, like you guys could tell I was getting really pissed off at the lag spikes there. But other than that, I do think the connection is phenomenal. But I also kind of feel like people who do have a way are like who can lag switch or who can, you know, cause the game to lag during the and that wolf guy too. God, I hated finding that guy the most. But what I'm trying to say is when you're dealing with oh crap, I almost lost my train of thought. Basically what I'm trying to say is when the connection is working, it is phenomenal, but I do feel like people who do have a way of manipulating their connections during matches, it kind of gives them an unfair advantage, because I felt like when I was finding that Sarah character in yesterday's stream, or last night's stream, I couldn't help but feel like the priority was being given to her instead of letting me, you know, have a few turns. I did get one round in, but like I said, the connection was favoring her, which meant that even when I was throwing combos, she somehow, you know, already put me in a throw, or when I tried to put her in a throw, she did a combo on me and so on. So I kind of hope that maybe they can work around that, so that way the connection doesn't favor the person who's manipulating their connection. But I'm hoping I'm making sense with what I'm talking about.
Yeah, no, I get what you mean. I didn't like play that many ranked matches. Like I played a few just to like not be super whack at the game before it goes away and get a feel for how it is versus random people. Like a lot of the matches were good, but there was like one guy who was just lagging the whole entire time. I'm like, what is happening here? Why is he lagging so much? It was like unplayable. So yeah, there's just like weird inconsistencies there. We have a fire match, a couple of fire matches, and then you just have a few like matches where they're just lagging all over the place and doing phantom punches to you, and you're like, I literally can't fight you. Like, what's happening?
Yeah, it's like literally fighting. It's like you said, fighting a phantom when you think you're about to go in for a punch, but somehow your opponent puts you into a grab, or just when you think you're about to grab your opponent, they put you in the combo, and then they're about to do that jump attack on you.
Yeah, it's very weird. I'm not like a internet rollback expert or anything. But I think a lot of the times, I think it's like there's like a big disconnect and the game's unable to like piece it back together.
Yeah.
Like instead of like going like, oops, there's a spike, and then it like, oh, okay, it's back to normal. The spike just messes everything up the whole time. There's no like returning back to like a normal state. I feel like that's what was happening.
Yeah, I feel you on that. But other than that, like we both said, the connection, when it's working and it's not being manipulated in an unfair way, it really is phenomenal. For the most part, most of our matches tonight and for our first set back in the first day, I thought were fantastic. Like, there were times where I wasn't even thinking about the connection and I was just really focused on the fight. And I was free to focus on the fight and not worry about any connection issues.
Was there any like crazy like lag spikes for some of the rounds for you?
Earlier in our sets, yeah, like there were times where you were doing like what I was saying earlier with like teleporting around, moving around, and I was like, what? And everyone could probably pick it up from my mic that I was getting PO'd at that. I was getting PO'd at the weird lag spikes.
Okay, yeah, that was happening to me too. I'm not sure why that was happening.
Ooh.
But it would just happen for like one round, and then it's like perfect for the other one. It's like, what the heck?
So yeah,
it might have just been like my computer having a frame drops, and then it just messed up the whole connection.
Okay, it might be the same then for mine too. Then I'm betting.
Because I noticed my FPS was like going crazy for a second, and then that was what caused it. But when the FPS was fine, like all the matches were like running really well.
Oh, excuse me. Was there anything you wanted to talk more about the REVO beta before we move on to the next installment?
I haven't really like messed with the other online features like the tournaments and all that kind of stuff. But I do think all that stuff is pretty cool to like mess around with.
I was gonna say, was the tournament available? Because, well, I think the last time I checked for tournament mode was maybe the first to third day of this beta, and it said coming soon or something like that.
I feel like I saw someone streaming that kind of stuff.
Oh, the tournament mode?
Yeah.
Oh, shoot.
Or maybe it was just like a custom lobby that they had.
Yeah.
It's not like the official tournament mode, but they made like a tournament mode in the custom lobby, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah.
But I did see like a bracket style setup that they were like playing on the stream.
Huh. Yeah, well, I am looking forward to when the game does finally get a tournament mode. I'm definitely I am thinking of hosting tournament modes for Virtua Fighter when REVO comes out.
That'd be pretty tight.
Yes, sir.
Another thing that's cool is just like seeing like random matches on the main menu. I think that's a pretty cool addition. To be like, oh, so let me see what these guys are like battling.
Yeah. What they're doing. Yeah, that was actually that is pretty cool that you kind of, if you're just chilling in the main menu, give it a few moments and then bam, you're watching some random people's match on screen. That kind of makes you feel self-conscious because that also means that I could be in the middle of a match and then people could be like tuning in too, but honestly I really wouldn't know because I would just be that much into the match.
I get you. I mean, I don't think it's anything to worry about. I don't think anyone's gonna be watching and going, man, you guys are whack. They're probably just as whack, or they're going, oh, okay, that was a pretty good movie you did there. Okay, that was nice.
Or like, oh, I didn't know I could do that with this character. Let me try and do that next time.
Right. I think the game, like, graphically also looks really good. Like, even when I'm not, like, playing on, like, the highest settings, I can tell, like, yo, this game is looking mad good.
Mm-hmm. Like, actually, I have no idea if I was playing on max settings either, but the graphics from, the graphics were really amazing. Though I will admit, though, you could still you could still point out when you could still point out that it's still like a fighting game stage instead of someplace like in the real world. I'm kind of hoping that they can adjust that for the next Virtua Fighter game, where they make the stage feel alive or like I'm actually in the place and not in a fighting game stage, kind of like Tekken. A little bit like Tekken. That's something I would like to see is they do more with the fighting game stages, so that way it feels like, you know, it's not just a fighting game stage.
I feel you. I feel like that's probably what they're doing with the new game. I personally like how just like goofy and arcadey it is. Just like you're just fighting randomly in the river for some reason. You're like, why are we fighting here?
How do we
it's
get
kind
here?
of tight though.
Or like in that cage in the jungle, why are we fighting in a cage? How the hell did we get here in the first place?
Yeah, why are we fighting in this random futuristic factory place looking like a Dead or Alive stage?
Yeah.
The stages are like all over the place, but I kind of like that aspect of it. It kind of gives you a lot of variety, especially with how like important the stages are in terms of like your movement and your combos and stuff like that.
Yeah, you guys could probably see in our matches, but there were points in those matches where I know that we were both like really trying to pay attention to the edge, like, oh shit, I gotta be careful, Tomo's pushing me to the edge, or oh shit, Sonic's got me near the edge, I gotta be careful.
Yeah, just like another pretty cool thing to like worry about. I mean, it's sort of similar to like Tekken, kind of, where like being near the wall is not good, but it's especially so in this game, depending on the stage, because it's like, oh, I can just fall out and lose instantly.
Yep. So I will admit too that does kind of add to the game. I think it makes you really more. It forces you to try to be more aware of your surroundings, just to make sure that you're not about to fall off the ring. What else?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Have you played a lot of Dead or Alive at all? Or not really?
A little bit, yeah, but I'm not gonna lie. The only reason why I did play a lot of, well, as much of Dead or Alive as I did was mainly for Kasumi.
Okay, understandable. Because I was just thinking the control scheme reminds me a lot of Dead or Alive, where it's just only punch and kick and block, but you got like a lot of combinations of all that stuff together.
Yeah,
but I do like. This game is definitely a lot more to it though. With all those buttons, simple buttons, all these crazy combinations. You gotta use the right buttons at the right time.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I think I saw Maximilian dude talking about that with Steve and the others about how they wanted it to be, I guess, like a 6-button layout, like in Tekken, I guess. This is just me personally, but I kind of like the format for Virtua Fighter as it is. Although maybe add a little bit more variety to it would be nice, but like I don't want it to be as as much as it is in Tekken. I want Tekken to be its own thing, and I want Virtua Fighter to be its own thing. If that makes any sense.
I get you. Yeah, I don't mind the control scheme. Like, it's different. It doesn't have to be like Tekken. I kind of like that it's just these 2 buttons you gotta worry about. I mean, there's different combinations of these buttons you can do, which is what like gives you like more movement.
Yeah, and it still offers how do I say it? Not a challenge, but it still offers a variety of combinations you can put in. Almost like a Tekken, but I honestly can't say too much about Tekken. I don't have that much time put into Tekken.
I get
you. Anything else? Oh, how'd you feel about the roster for REVO?
Seems good to me. Like, I don't really know how the rosters were looking in previous Virtua Fighter games, but like it seems like there's a good amount of characters from all the different past games put into this one. And they all got their own like different fighting style, like different gimmicks going on, and different ranges of complexity. Just kind of like a character for like everyone that you can just sort of vibe with, I think.
Yeah, and honestly, that's kind of what happened with me on our first day. Was when we were just going through all the characters, you could tell I was kind of searching for my mains in those matchups, and then eventually found the 3 I really wanted to play as. I'm unfortunately dropping Sarah. Me and her, we just do not get along. I don't understand her, and she doesn't understand me, so we mutually broken up. I'm sorry, Chad, but me and Sarah, we're donezo.
Dang, unfortunate. It was fun while it lasted. Gave a good effort.
Yeah. It's okay, I got pie though. I got pie.
Yeah, I'm mostly just going with Jeffrey just because he's a big guy. Sounds cool to me.
Yeah,
I might mess around with Wolf probably at some point.
With
I
Mr.
decide to get the game because he's a cool wrestler guy and I like some wrestling moves, so I might try using him as well. But I think I just like Jeffrey because he's a big brawler type, but he's a bit different from like a traditional like wrestling style.
Yeah, I had a feeling he was going to be in your main when we got into tonight's matches. What was I going to say? Surprisingly enough, I've only ran into one wolf on all my time during the beta this week. I only ran into one.
Was it that laggy one you're talking about?
Yep.
Unfortunate.
Unfortunate. I'm trying to think who else. I kind of feel like I at least fought the entire roster at least once throughout the beta. I have to go back and double check, but I don't think I missed a single character. But on the topic of characters, would you be okay with, well, since we're both new, not yet, somewhat new to Virtual Fighter, would you be okay seeing like the roster expand in the next game? Maybe like get DLC characters and guest characters coming to the game?
For what I know, the Virtua Fighter, they always just add like 2 characters for a new version.
Really?
Like yeah, they don't have that many characters for every time there's like a new version of the game. They keep it very limited. So the roster we have now, I think, is just a culmination of like all the Virtual Fighters, like adding people over time.
If I remember correctly, I was gonna say, if I remember from when I was a little kid playing Virtua Fighter at that pizza joint, when I was a little kid, I think I remember that there was only a handful of characters in that version, like the original version of Virtua Fighter.
Yeah, it'd be that way. Just have the roster just start off small and then expand over time. But yeah, I'm pretty sure there's gonna be definitely some new characters. I don't know if they're gonna like do that many new characters because they don't really add that many in the past. But you know, they might try doing something different and add like, I don't know, 4 instead of 2.
Yeah, true. Ooh, ouch. As long as they're added on top of the current roster, I'd be okay with that.
Yeah, I think it would be. I mean, to be fair, it was already a lot of work just redoing the whole entire game with the roster from Virtual Fighter 5. So
true.
They probably don't mind just doing that again with the new game. Or I mean, that would be nice, but I guess we'll see.
Yeah, true. Who knows? Maybe now that they got the Like a Dragon developers, maybe they're able to do more. I don't know.
I mean, the Like a Dragon people, I think, already worked on this version of the game.
Oh shoot.
Yeah, like in terms of like only in terms of like the graphic update and stuff like that. So I guess so they're also working on the new game. I guess they're also just gonna just do the same thing and update everyone like again.
Oh, if that's the case, then I don't mind. But I would like to see some like new moves, at least a few new moves from the roster when they come back, if that's what they're going with.
That would be tight. But I know in this version they already added moves that they had before, so they're probably gonna just do that and add even more moves for the next version, possibly.
Oh, sounds good. Excuse me. What else? Anything else you wanted to talk about Virtual Fighter related, Tmo? Because I'm honestly trying to think of anything else we haven't covered yet.
I do hope some people try this game out. It's definitely one of those games where I feel like you start playing it and then it just starts like clicking in for you, like, oh, this game's actually kind of tight. I didn't think it was from what I've looked from just looking at it. But when you're actually like playing it and like understanding what's going on, you're just like, wait, this is actually like really fun. There's a lot of tricks and just crazy stuff that's like super fun with the game and keeps you engaged.
Oh, okay, yeah. So that ties into what I was gonna say too, because I will admit when Ultimate Showdown came out back in, what was it, 2021 or 20? I want to say 2017, but I feel like it was 2021.
It was. I feel like it was during the ill time, so to speak. So yeah, like 2021, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Like 2020, something like that.
Yeah, around that time. I did give it a fair shot on the PS4 version. I remember I only did one stream and I just dropped it right after, but literally hopping right into EVO, and then after we got into our matches, I was like, holy crap, I'm more hooked into this game than I was back in the day. Like I'm really having fun, and I'm really trying to learn how to play this one character, and I'm kicking butt and taking names. I actually like this version.
Right, I also played the PS4 version as well because it was free, so I was like, hey, might as well play it. And I was really into it as well. It was just that I wasn't really like feeling the connection part of it, and I don't think it had as many like features as R.E.V.O has at the moment.
Okay.
So there was just like, it was just like lacking in comparison, which is why I didn't like get into it like that. But I was having a fun time with it. But now we got this new updated version that feels good, and seems like the lobbies and the rooms work well. And the rollback is good, but could be better. It's just like, I can actually like get into this and just like play with a lot of people if I wanted to. Especially because it's on Steam, so you get tons of people to play with now.
And then I heard that fighting games are best on PC for input. Like it has like the least amount of input delay. Is that true?
Supposedly that's the case, yeah.
Oh, okay. So another reason to pick up R.E.V.O when it comes out. I just thought of something that I wanted to talk about quickly. What was it about? Stages? No. Connection? No.
I guess the one thing that would probably like help out a lot if they can manage it is, getting crossplay or something like that.
Yes.
That always
That's something too that I'm really bummed out about is that they don't have crossplay for the PS4 version and for the PC version. Like, there's something I really like. I don't know. Are we kind of expecting too much from the studio to bring crossplay into the game, or should we really expect it to be kind of the substandard, to be the standard for modern fighting games nowadays?
I think it's starting to become like the new standard. Because first it was like rollback, like you need that so the connection feels pretty good.
Yeah,
and so a lot of games are doing that now. So the next step is just like crossplay, just so you connect more people together.
Yeah.
I don't think it's something that's like necessary, but I feel like it's something people should consider applying if possible to their fighting.
I agree, especially for the FGC. Like, we're still little guys out here. Let's be real. And any way we can help the community grow and actually connect more with one another, I think would be fantastic.
Right. I think I did remember seeing some posts on Twitter where some people was like, I actually don't like crossplay in these games because they think the connection with like the console players tends to be like rougher or like more unstable and stuff like that.
Okay.
Which I guess is kind of like a good thing to be bummed about, but I guess in that instance it's like you just gotta hope there's like a setting to be like only same consoles, so then you don't have to worry about that problem to begin with.
Okay, fair point, fair argument. Oh yeah, it was
because some people are not gonna care. They just want to just play with anyone. They're not gonna care if the connection's spotty. But I know some people like, I want it to be pristine. So as long as they have the setting to be like only Steam versus Steam or only PS4 versus PS4, like if they have that sort of setting, that just sort of fixes it to begin with.
Yep. Like with my personal, here's my personal take about crossplay, and to me, it's like I would like to see crossplay be enabled, only because, say I climb the ranks on the PS version, I'm only climbing the ranks on the PS version, and I haven't fought people who might be stronger on Steam. So what I'm saying is that I like the opportunity to fight people on both console and on PC, so that way it helps me grow to become a better fighter. Maybe like I can learn something I wouldn't expect to do if I'm fighting one or the other. Basically, I want to I want to broaden my horizons, I guess, and I figured crossplay would allow not only me but other players to do that too. Then, like, and it goes back to what I was saying about connecting players, more and more players to your game.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good mindset to have there. Just like, I want to just, fight everyone from all these different player bases and get better.
I just saw your message, my bad. Let me see if I can fix that. So far, going and speaking of the FGC, so far what we know about tournament scene for the game is that did they say it's going to be going to EVO Japan, the REVO version?
I'm pretty sure they did say that.
Yeah, I thought that's what I heard too, is that the REVO version is going to EVO Japan, and then there's another one for that Faust fightings, or that the other tournament or fighting game scene that's going on in next year, right? The beginning of next year.
Yeah, Frosty Faustings.
Frosty Faustings, thank you. I knew it was Faustings, I just couldn't remember what. It was. I really hope that we do see, like, personally, I really want to see REVO go to EVO Japan, to EVO next year, regular EVO.
That would be crazy.
I think that would be amazing. I kind of feel like if it's not on the main stage, then it's probably going to be like a side tournament, if I'm honest. But I do want to at least see it there next year.
That would be pretty tight. I think if a lot of people start like signing up for tournaments and going to it, it might be considered. But we'll see. It's hard to say because then we got City of the Wolves will most likely be a mainstay game when that comes out.
Oh, that's definitely gonna be a mainstay game.
There might be a Tekken Season 2 or something.
What do you mean, Mike? There is gonna be a Tekken Season 2.
Sorry, not might. I mean, Season 2 characters might be out at that point that people want to play at EVO.
And this time they better put Tifa in it, dang it.
You're not messing with Cloud?
No, not really. I was really hoping Tifa was gonna be in it.
Dang, I understand.
But I know Harada always keeps saying, don't ask me for shit, so I'm keeping my mouth shut.
Understandable.
I'm trying to think. Is there really anything else? Because we talked about the connections, we talked about the roster, we talked about possible future competitions. Yeah, I think we're starting to run out of topics for a Virtua Fighter.
I guess the one thing I will say is that I think the game is could probably like use some more some more stuff to like help people learn the game.
Yeah,
I think would probably be good because. And, unless you're just like pressing buttons a lot and just figuring stuff out on the fly, you're gonna be like, I don't know what this guy's doing, what's happening to me, how to deal with any of this stuff.
I feel personally attacked after that.
Yeah. And that's me. I just think like, for me, I've just been going to like this wiki that it has just to learn a bunch of stuff. But
wait, there's a wiki?
Daunting. Yeah.
I was today years old when I learned there's a wiki to learn how to play the game.
I mean, yeah, it's like it's literally on virtualfighter.com or something like that.
Oh shoot, well I know where I'm going after this.
Yeah, so I've been kind of just using that to like learn a little bit about how to use my character. And I think there's like forums and stuff that talks about techniques and all that. But like the regular person is not gonna go to this old-looking website to figure out how to learn the game and all that. So I feel like probably having like some more tools or some more stuff in the game to help like new players try learning would be pretty nice.
Do you know?
Like for example.
Oh, go ahead.
So, for example, they could at least like do it like Tekken, where Tekken's like, oh, okay, here's like a bunch of moves that's really good for your character. These are like the 10 best moves your character should know. You should try learning these, or have more like sample combos. They only give you like 3. So I was like, I don't know, maybe like a more combos that could just like show you how to do would be nice, instead of trying to figure it out entirely like on your own.
I was gonna. Oh no, go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
I guess the tutorial is pretty solid, and it's definitely like a basic kind of like, here's how everything works kind of deal.
If I'm honest, I really didn't clear the tutorial.
Me neither. I got stuck on a part because I didn't understand how to do it.
Did it have to do something with sliding around and pressing punch, grab, kick at the same time?
Yeah, so it's like an evasive move or something. Like, what are you talking about? This is not working. So stuff like that's like, I don't know what you're trying to tell me or how to do it.
And is there a way to make the training dummy attack you in training mode? Because I had to literally punch the training dummy to make it attack me, and then after doing that, I had to do the weird input in order to do the move.
I think there's like a training mode setting to. I know I'm pretty sure there's record options you could use. But I don't remember if there's like a way it just does the move you want it to do all the time. Besides counterattack options.
Oh no, I was talking about like when you were learning the basics, not in the training room.
Oh, okay. Depends on what move you're trying to do, I think, in the tutorial.
Okay.
But yeah, you know, stuff like that, where there's like small things where that's like people are not gonna like understand or get, so they could probably try streamlining that process a little bit in like the next game.
Yeah, something that I was thinking about when doing that actually was I wish they, because in a lot of other fighting games, if you're stuck trying to learn a new move or trying to learn how to do something, they'll give you a mode to where you can actually watch the character actually perform the move, and then they'll also show you how to do the inputs and everything. I really wish that they had that for their tutorial mode, because yeah, like trying to figure out that, it was a real pain in the butt. And like you, I literally just dropped it when I barely passed that one. It's like, okay, this is starting to get on my nerves. I'm done. Yeah,
see, exactly. It's stuff like that where it's like you don't want people to feel that way doing the tutorial. That's not a good sign. So maybe for the next game, or if they feel like improving it in this game, that would be nice to have videos and like more instructions and more examples of like what you're supposed to be doing.
Do you know the streamer Juicebox?
Yes, I think you rated them.
Yeah,
right? Yeah, I was definitely watching some of this stuff, and I was like, oh, I should probably talk to this person to learn about this game, because he seems to know what he's talking about.
Yeah, exactly. And I was actually watching a few of his videos too at work when I wanted to learn more about how Virtua Fighter is played. I do recommend, if you guys want to learn how to get better at Virtua Fighter, check him out. I'll try to remember to put it in the description too, but there was literally this one channel, this one guy who literally dedicated his whole channel to about all these questions he was asking Juicebox during his streams about fighting games, how to get better at them, and other stuff like that. So if I remember the guy's channel, I'll put in the descriptions, so you guys can check out what Juicebox has to say and stuff. But I do believe, I remember, if you can quote me on this, Tomo, because I'm not sure, but didn't Juicebox say like he was gonna put up like tutorials for Virtua Fighter?
He does have some videos for it now. That's like giving an overview on different fundamentals of the game. So I guess so.
Oh shoot! All right.
I don't know if he's gonna give like in-depth stuff or like character-specific things, but he does have some overview videos for Virtua Fighter that's up already.
Oh, okay, that's pretty good. Another place where I'm gonna be checking out tonight.
Yeah, but was pretty much one of those fighting games where it's like you kind of have to either just wing it or go find exterior sources to know what the heck you're actually supposed to be like doing.
Yeah,
which is not always great because a lot of the modern fighting games have pretty extensive tutorials and guides and stuff of like that where you don't have to go wiki diving to learn how to play. You just like, oh, here's the tutorial for how to do faultless defense in Guilty Gear, when and how you should use it. It's like, oh, that's how you're supposed to use faultless defense. Cool. I don't have to go to the wiki to know how to do this part.
Yeah, I already feel like if you have to go to an external source to learn how to play a fight, especially a fighting game, then you kind of, I don't want to sound too mean, but you kind of fail as a developer. Like, if you want people to learn, I'm sorry, I don't want to sound too brutal, but I personally believe that if you want people to learn how to play your game, they should stay immersed in your game as you can. Like, but I was gonna say too, like, I do know that especially in fighting games, people come up with a whole lot of things that even the developers weren't expecting. Like, look at Smash Bros, for instance, and all the tech that they came up with over the years that the developers didn't think about when they originally made, like, Melee, for instance. I know it's almost like an apples and oranges comparison, but let me keep rolling with this. But like, I would, like I said, I really would just like to see them do a better job of explaining combos for certain characters, because yeah, I'm not a big fan of like reading the inputs. Kind of like, I want them to do like how they do in Arxis, where they have the combos on screen for you to follow, and that way you can just follow the command inputs, and then if you're struggling with a certain part and not sure how it works, you can hit the you can hit the playback button and it'll show you how to do the part that you're struggling with, and that way you can go on from there. And then I do feel like if you want to learn even how to do even deeper tech and everything, you can that's when you would go external and maybe check out a fighting game YouTuber who's a high rank in the game, and watch or listen to how they approach the game or how they deal with situations and so on.
Yeah, I get you. I mean, you have to like go deep into command list, but there are like some combos that they give you, but it's not like a lot. Like,
yeah.
For Jeffrey, it was like 3. I was like,
wait,
I mean, these are good combos to know, but it's like,
it's like
not a lot.
It's like, Jeffrey could do more, but you just don't know how to do it.
Right. It's like when I go on the wiki, it's like, okay, they give me basic combos, but here's a bunch of common moves that you're going to be using because they're good moves that you can do combos off of, and these are different combos you can do off of. It's like better than just these 3 impractical kind of moves that I don't know if I'm actually going to be doing combos off this stuff. But I don't know, it's just like they could just kind of go the Tekken route because it's a similar 3D fighter where Tekken has like a billion moves, but at least now they're a lot better at like, oh, here's our good moves your character has, here's combos you can do off these good moves. I don't know, just like format the command list like that, and that'll probably like help out.
Well said. Was there anything else you wanted to discuss, or should we get into our final thoughts?
I guess we can talk about the new game. You want to discuss some stuff about that?
A little bit. I did want to ask before we do dive into the new game. What are your thoughts about the voiceover dialogue for some of the characters?
I think it's amazing. the corniness is what makes it peak.
I'm the strongest! Or, it's like you're moving in slow motion.
It's like, you know what? Let's get this dialogue from like 15 years ago. Let's just keep it in.
That's what I was thinking. It literally feels like they took dialogue of the characters from way back in the day and brought it back into this modern version of it.
I do know the like the modern characters, like that guy with the white hair and the red outfit. He just speaks Japanese, so they're like, I'm not gonna give English to this guy. He's a new character.
Yeah.
Without the classic older characters do have those cheesy lines. I think that's pretty funny. I don't think they're gonna do that for the new game, but I hope there's like a setting you can put on to be like, oh, here's the classic voice lines for these returning characters.
You know, that'd be pretty cool. They do that, like give you an option of more modern day voice lines versus the cheesy 90s voice lines. I think that'd be fantastic.
Yeah, that would be tight. Hopefully they add that, but no, I'm pretty sure the new game will have for real regular voice acting. I don't know if it's gonna be any English dub at all. I guess.
I'd honestly be okay with no English dub in the new game, but that's more of a personal reason, and I don't really want to go diving into that too much. I feel like that's a can of worms for another day. So, what would besides everything else we've been talking about, what would you like to see in the next Virtua Fighter game?
I don't have too many expectations for it, just besides, like, I'm just excited to see more of it. I think the little snippet that they shown was looking really clean, like, the environment was looking tight, the way they're, like, blocking in different ways to respond to, like, the different attacks is tight. I kind of like how they seem very confident about the game, which is always tight. They're like, yo, we're about to do something new with the fighting game genre. I'm like, okay, I'm glad to see it.
Hell yeah, I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be just there for the ride to see how it turns out. Well, not just there for a ride. I'm gonna be right there in front seat when it does come out, because it really does. Although it feels kind of pragmatic, it feels a little premature to talk about a game where we literally only seen a 10-second clip of, and that was probably like the alpha version of the game, I'm gonna assume, not like even the beta version yet. But it does look really promising, I will say, especially like how I was saying how I want the stages to feel more alive and like actual locations and not just stages. Like the cutscene where we saw Akira versus Sarah in that little clip, it really did feel more alive than what's in the current game right now.
Yeah, it does seem pretty tight like that. I guess they're probably gonna. I feel like the thing they're going for is environments, because you know environments is a big deal in Virtua Fighter, so. I think they're trying to keep that ideal for the new game, but in like a more like natural way, while you know probably still having the environment have like hazards and stuff to be wary of and interactions with it.
Yeah,
and you know having like very well animated fight scenes with the characters. So I think that because when we're like battling, sometimes we're like dodging and weaving each other's moves, and our attacks like going over each other. Like the animations are just so clean in this game, so I think they're going to like try to go in that direction like even more for the new game.
Yeah, it really did feel like it didn't feel like a standard. Oh, you hit me, I'm gonna keep this up, or you hit me, so you're gonna keep it up. It kind of did feel like an actual fight where you can either have momentum going, or it can end up turning on the dime on you, and then next thing you know, you're on the defense, or you're the one who's getting dealt a lot of damage by your opponent. Like, it really, like, I'm basically trying to say it really did feel more like I guess like an actual fight than just a fighting game.
Right, definitely has that vibe. Hey, as long as they just have some features and some stuff in the game to be appealing to like new players and teach them how to play a Virtua Fighter and be decent at the game,
Yeah,
that'll work out. Like, they don't need like comeback mechanics and stuff that you'll be complaining about, or like meters or super moves. I mean, that would be tight. I don't care. They don't need it. But as long as they just have stuff that like we talked about, like a tutorial that like gives you some insight on how to play without exterior sources, that would definitely help out a lot.
Yeah, I don't think. I was gonna say I don't think they are gonna, do things like comeback mechanics or meters and special moves and stuff. Because I think, from watching the direct, they said one of the things that made Virtua Fighter was its realism. I mean, as much as realism as a fighting game can get when you're literally doing combos on your opponent while they're stuck in midair. But like I said, as much as a fighting game can be, so I actually do like that there's no big time comeback mechanics, because I guess in a way it does feel like if you do get a comeback, you earn. Neo Sonic 420, thank you for the follow, dude. Thank you, much appreciated.
Oh, nice.
As I was trying to say, because I do feel, as I was trying to say, is if you if you do get a comeback in Virtua Fighter, I actually do feel like you actually earned it. Like, you really upped your game from. Because like there was a few times where you had me like all you had to do to me in some of our matches was sneeze on me. All you had to literally do was just sneeze on me, but I ended up like not so well, kind of bobbing and weaving some of your moves, but also blocking at the right time, and then kind of just taking calculated risks and try to do certain things. I ended up getting the comeback. So like I said, I do feel like comebacks in Virtua Fighter are actually earned versus like, I got my opponent's, I broke my opponent's guard, now I can do my ultimate to finish them. Even though those are cool, I won't lie, those are a really cool way to finish your opponent. But like I said, I do feel like actually you actually do earn your comebacks.
I was gonna say, it definitely does feel like really rewarding, like barely like win a match, because it's like it's either you won just because it's like you won the mind game, or you did the right move at the right time, or you dodged the move last second, or did the grab at the right time. There's always like, it's never like, I mean, it's like, it's not like you just bulldoze your way to winning. It's like you have to do a lot of crazy stuff or a lot of like last second things to like get a W in this game. Yeah, it's never like you get you get steamrolled, but it's never like, I got steamrolled because I got hit with the rage art that took 70% of my health. Like, if you're losing 60% of your health, that's because you did something crazy. Yeah, or you didn't do the right grab cancel. Right. I also kind of like how the game low-key had to take mad damage, and it makes like every hit like very crucial. Yeah, like there were times where you threw me and I thought I was gonna survive, but no, I was dead wrong. Or vice versa, where I thought you were gonna have a smidge of health left, but then it was like, nope, that did it. It's like, okay. Right, and like you're always like participating in the action too. There's not like a lot of downtime. Like even if you're getting combos, like the combos are like pretty quick in this game, and then you're back to fighting and brawling like immediately.
Yeah, like you can tell that you and I really are in it when we're both crouching in front of each other and we're just literally throwing jabs like in Dragon Ball. Like you hit me with a punch, I hit you with a punch, and it feels like it's a little Dragon Ball Z moment when we did those.
It is pretty funny because it's like, don't want to do. If I do it, I could do a side dodge, but he might do his roundhouse kick and hit me. But if I keep jabbing, he might do his low, so I have to be careful not to do it. But I can't block too much because then he might grab me. It's like, it's so crazy.
Yeah, like it kind of really did feel like we were. What's the right term for this? It really did feel like a brawl sometimes. Like when it was coming down to the wire, and we both didn't have that much options, and we just turned it into a straight up brawl. Not even trying to put too much thought. We're trying to hit each other as best as we can, trying to get through the other's guard.
That's another cool thing, because sometimes we're like trying to be cool and calculated with our attacks and our movements, and sometimes we're just like, whatever, just throw buttons and see what happens.
Let me see what happens if I do this, or let me see if I can get a cheeky grab in.
But yeah, I think that's definitely an aspect that makes this game really fun, and it's definitely like, I don't know, for me, like, Virtua Fighter is always, like, kind of like a low-key series. Like, oh, this game's kind of interesting, right? But after, like, playing it for all this time, and, like, I'm just, like, and, like, having, like, a good connection, it's just, like, yeah, I kind of want to get into this game. I want to see what they have, especially for the new game.
Yeah, I'm honestly really excited for the new game, and I'm definitely looking forward to when R.E.V.O gets released. I think on the 28th of next month. So I'm definitely going to be, like I said, downloading the PS4 version again and getting as much training as I can in that before R.E.V.O officially launches on Steam in January.
Oh, speaking of the new Virtua Fighter, have they set a release time at all, or no?
No, as far as I know. If I'm honest, I kind of feel like if we do get like a somewhat early release for it, I feel like it's either going to come out maybe end of next year, but possibly, and this is where I'm actually going to put money on. If I was a betting man, I would put my money on a 2026 release.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Like, at least from like the little bit of footage they shown, I was like, this looks pretty good, but it could look better. Probably end of next year is what I was thinking.
Yeah, I feel like right now though I'm really more concerned about just letting them cook. At this point, I want the next Virtua Fighter game to be the best it can be, because if I'm honest, I really want a new 3D fighting game to come out and give Tekken a run for its money, because I'm also hoping that maybe if Bandai sees they got competition, maybe, and this is just another personal reason too, is I'm kind of hoping if they see Tekken has competition, Namco will be like, oh shit, we actually got real competition now. Someone get the Soul Calibur team back together and have them launch Soul Calibur 7 now. Hurry.
That would be tight.
Yeah, but like
going back to 20 years ago, where everyone's making 3D fighters.
God,
back to back to back.
That would be amazing. Ain't some of them actually making a comeback too? Like that one with beasts where you can turn into an animal.
Bloody Roar.
Bloody Roar, thank you.
Yeah, that game is super sick. They definitely. I would be nice seeing that game make a comeback as well. Like, it's kind of like a tight concept that I don't know why they were like, we should bring that back. Like, just turning into monsters, into big animals that have new move properties. Like, that's so tight. Like, I don't know why they're not like bringing that back.
Oh, especially with today's graphics too, man.
That would be insane. The detail. all the fur and the scales or whatever, and they transform.
Yeah, like what if you see like when they turn to their beast form, you can see like their human clothes were torn up in certain places.
So that would be crazy. Very interesting.
You know what? I just realized how sexual that sounds. I didn't mean it like that.
What do you mean?
Just for the record, y'all, I'm not a furry. I know I have, this is my Mobius persona. This is a Mobius persona. I swear, I'm not a furry.
Understood.
But yeah, like I said, I really, going back to what we were originally saying, I really do hope that the next Virtua Fighter, does really well, because let's face it, competition in any field's good for the consumers at the end of the day. And I really do think that Tekken needs competition right now, because really besides Tekken and right now Virtua Fighter, I can't really think of too many 3D fighting games that are hot right now. I know that Soul Calibur. I'm so upset, Tomo. I really wanted to compete in the Soul Calibur 6 little tournament they had at REVO, but I didn't know where to sign up for it. So I was kind of just forced to sit on the sidelines and watch what little bit of the tournament I could from during when I was over there at REVO. So. But other than, those three, there's not really many 3D fighting games right now.
I get you. If you go to REVO again, I think Vortex Gallery is the people that does all the side tournaments and stuff for REVO.
Oh, Vortex Gallery?
Is it called Gallery? It's Vortex something. Let me see.
Vortex something? Okay.
Oh, and that's the online series.
Oh, dang it.
I don't know. There's like a name for the. There's a specific group that like sets up all the REVO side tournament stuff.
I'll have to do some. I'll do some digging around when they announce what games are going into REVO next year, because that's also a deciding factor for me right now. If I'm going to go back to REVO next year, is what kind of games are going. Like, as much fun as I had, checking around the vendors and checking out the booths, I found that I was having the most fun when I was actually competing. Because, if I'm honest, besides competing, there's not really that much to do over there at REVO.
Yeah, I kind of get you. I mean, I guess pretty much, you're, besides competing, you're just either watching or you're like, if there's like casual setups and stuff like that, you're just playing with some random people, seeing how that goes.
Any other topics you want to talk about with Tomo?
I guess I think that's about all I can think of. I think we talked about all the virtual related stuff that we could think of.
Sounds good. Closing statements. I'll let you have the floor first, Tomo.
Virtua Fighter 5 REVO, definitely fun game. Hope more people try it out when it comes out next month. Having a resurgence of this game would be pretty tight. I've always been like on the sidelines appreciating it, but actually getting my hands on it again, playing all these matches with you, made me realize this game is actually like super sick.
It really is.
It's definitely like different compared to like any other game I feel. It definitely like stands out in all kinds of ways. So hopefully more people try it out.
Well said. My turn. I won't lie. Before we dove into the REVO beta, I was really missing fighting games, and I was really wanting to jump back into them. But like even going back to like Rising, I found that I really couldn't do more than a couple of matches, and then I'd be done. I'd be spent. Like, because I was honest, like, last couple are not the last time I played, because I did okay, but the time before that, I really got, I was really getting upset, even though I won. And that's gonna happen with me in any fighting game or any online game, if I'm honest. But with REVO, it was like a breath of fresh air, where I finally was like, okay, I'm losing. I need to calm down and try to rethink what I'm gonna be doing, or what I need to do moving forward. See if maybe doing something else with this character can help me, actually beat this opponent. Like, I was trying to be more critically thinking than more emotional when it came to Virtua Fighter. And I'm gonna be honest, I do feel like I'm more in tune, I guess. I'm not sure if that's right word I'm using right now. I'm more in tune with 3D fighting games than I am with like 2D fighting games, even though I do love 2D fighting games. But there's just something about the 3D side that feels more like home to me, I guess. And like I said, I didn't even study how to play any of my characters, except checking some, like on the official YouTube channel for Virtua Fighter. I did watch bits and pieces of advice they had for my characters, but if I'm honest, I really don't remember what they said in the videos. But everything I've learned up to this point was me actually just diving in and trying it out, and then testing things out in between matches when I was waiting for rank battles. So I would have to say, diving back into Virtua Fighter, even though I did drop it back in the day, felt really refreshing. I really enjoy this version of the game more than I did the 2021 version. And it really just feels really good to be getting back into fighting games, because like I said, when we were really duking it out, when we were going blow for blow, it just felt right. Like being back in the fighting game scene was like where I belonged again. So you could just say I think I found my place again in fighting games. Like I finally found that love again for fighting games to keep trying again. And it's all thanks to REVO.
Hey, thank you, Virtua Fighter REVO.
Thank you, Virtua Fighter REVO. Oh, we got a message from Overlord. I'm just waiting for Rising to show what's gonna get next for next season 2. Oh, I know. Well, besides your guys' favorite Angel, yeah, I really don't know what's coming in Rising. I'm curious to see what they're going to be bringing into the game for season 2. I feel like that'd be a fun discussion video for another day, talking about future Rising. Oh,
that
yeah.
would be tight.
All right, Overlord said. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, you go ahead.
Okay, I was just gonna say, Overlord says, yeah, besides Sandy.
Yeah, I'm very curious on what they're gonna probably add to the game, because they're probably gonna just add like some crazy new mechanics or some crazy new moves potentially. I feel like they're gonna do something to like change up the game a bunch for the second season.
I hope
potentially. So that'll be kind of interesting if they do.
I hope so. I really hope whatever they do next, it really. For at least me, it revitalizes me to want to dive back into Rising and try it out again, because I did have fun with it at first, but I will admit, after after REVO, and I kind of felt burnt out afterwards.
I think it makes sense because like you were going very heavy on the game.
Yeah,
just playing all these matches and all that. So after you finally went to EVO, it's like, oh, relief, I did it. I actually done decent.
It's over.
So it sort of makes sense. You're just like, okay, let me take a break from this.
Yeah.
I accomplished my goal.
I accomplished my goal. Now I'm gonna take it easy and take a break from it for a while. Let's see, Overlord. Cause Grand Blue Rising account just announced not too long ago that to look forward to season. Ooh, okay, to look forward to season 2. Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna be keeping my eye on Rising then.
If only there was a message saying look forward to the next update for Relink.
Don't get Overlord's hopes up. Don't get Overlord and them's hopes up. They are literally on their hands and knees praying for a new update for Relink. Let's see. Overlord again. After going through that whole training arc, I don't blame you for being burnt out. But hey, look at the bright side. Now you can play Rising for fun and not competitive reasons. I'm praying, please. True, that is true. I just need to really find that that spark to get back into Rising again. Because, like I said, I was having just so much fun in REVO that I honestly really wasn't thinking of any other fighting games, if I'm honest. So maybe if I give Rising a little bit more time, eventually I'll start to want to jump back into it. And I'm hoping that when I eventually do, it'll be at a time where the game's fun for me again.
That would be tight. There's no rush at the moment.
Yeah, no rush, because like I said, I'm honestly having a blast with REVO, and I'm definitely looking forward to getting more training in on the PS4 version before the REVO fully launches on Steam. So all in all, Timo, I'm gonna try and start doing this whenever I do have like discussion videos with my guests. On a scale of 0 to 10, 0 being absolute dog doo and 10 being the best fighting game you have ever played, where would you, on a scale of 0 to 10 chili dogs, where would you rank the REVO beta right now as it stands?
Probably an 8.
An 8?
You said like that. Yeah, an 8, I think. Because, like, it just felt like really fun to play, even when I'm just, like, in these low-level matches. It's like, it's just really cool playing. I'm always thinking, like, oh, what can I do better? What can I do here instead? The game's always making me think. The matches are, like, super fun. Like, even when I get beat, it's like, oh, man, it sucks. Like, oh, what can I do next time? You know, like, anytime a game got me thinking what I can do better, it's already a hit game. And the rollback is pretty good. They just need to just fix a lot of the inconsistent issues with like people teleporting all over the place, happening after certain rounds. But I think in terms of just like straight gameplay, I think how it just works, I'd probably say
Fair point. If I'm honest, I think I was gonna try and be critical, but after hearing your thoughts, I think I was originally gonna give it a 7.5 chili dogs out of 10, but after hearing your thoughts, I think I'm willing to give it an 8.
Honestly, I was leaning towards 7.5 as well. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Give it 8.
Yeah, I think an 8's a pretty good ranking for it, because like I said, I really had a lot of fun. Like, I know it's probably because we're good friends, but I always find our matches to be the most fun in REVO that I've had. Probably because we do know each other, versus like me fighting a rando. But I'll admit, even when I was fighting randos, those were pretty fun as well. Especially like if If I finally learned a new move and it happened to be this one guy's signature move, I ended up using it against him. It felt really good to do it against him during the matches. And what else? You know, like we were saying earlier too, that for the most part, the rollback netcode was smooth as butter when it actually worked. It could use a little bit more tweaking, but honestly, even with rollback netcode, it's, you know, you're never gonna have perfect connection in every fight.
I get you.
Yeah.
I think like in terms of like just straight gameplay, it's definitely like an 8. I feel.
Yeah.
In terms of like the whole package. Considering it's like a reskin of like a 10-year-old game, it's probably like a 7, low-key.
Yeah.
But gameplay-wise, it's like an 8, though.
Yeah, I agree with you on there. Gameplay-wise, 8 chili dogs out of 10. But considering if we look at it as a whole, especially since it is a reskin of a 10-year-old game, it definitely does. It would go back down to 7.5. And my final thoughts for this too is, if you missed out on the REVO beta this week, and you still want to try and give Virtua Fighter a shot, it should be available on the PlayStation Store, especially if you have a PS4. I'm pretty sure you can get it on the PS5 store too. Am I wrong for saying that?
I mean, they probably updated it for PS.
True. If I find out anything, I'll let Future Sonic add something here in the video to say whether or not it's available or not. But I do recommend at least trying out the PlayStation version, because they released the 2.0 version around the same time as the direct for Virtua Fighter last week. And they pretty much said that the base for REVO was, the base for REVO was what they had done in the 2.0 version for Ultimate Showdown on the PS4. So if you guys want to give it a shot, and I don't know if it's on sale or anything right now, but I do recommend giving it a shot if you really want to try it. And or you can just wait until next month, because I'm gonna double check Steam while I'm here. I want to say that yeah, it looks like it's only gonna be $16 when the game comes out. Oh, did I say it was coming out January 26th or 28th? Oh, because on the Steam page it says coming January 27th, 2025.
Okay. And it was like the 20-something.
Ooh, and it's on sale right now. For if you pre-purchase the regular REVO edition, you can get a 20% off. So currently it's $16, and then if you pre-purchase the 30th anniversary edition, it is about $40. I'm actually low-key thinking I might cop the 30th anniversary edition after tonight's stream.
That would be interesting.
That actually really does look tempting, I'm not gonna lie.
He said, "Oh, a swimsuit costume?"
Oh hell yeah! I'm not gonna lie. That Lewis girl, sheesh. Sandra, what's her name? Sandra Lewis? No, that's Jackie's.
I think her name's Vanessa.
Vanessa Lewis? I think so too. But Lord have mercy, her and her bikini, yeesh. Yeah, and I think that pretty much does it for our discussion. I also, so I usually at the end of these discussion type of videos and such, I usually let my guests throw in any plugins they like to share with the audience. So, is there anything you want to plug in for yourself, Timo?
Let me see. I I don't really stream, but in case I do happen to stream for some reason, my Twitch is tmodude. If you want to see me randomly retweet things, my Twitter is tmo8000. I dig fighting games. Fighting games are great. I don't care that people argue about them all the time. I just have fun and think they're all cool.
And don't worry, y'all. Future Sonic will have everything for Tomo that he just mentioned in the description of the video. And then as for me, this was really fun. I had a blast in these last couple of matches that we have for REVO before the beta ends. Sadly, I low-key do wish it was going on until the game came out, but I know that'd be asking for too much. And if by any chance that a dev for REVO and for the upcoming Virtua Fighter watches the stream or watches the video that I upload to YouTube, I do want to say keep up the good work, guys. You're doing an amazing job. I know that a lot of people kind of are. I do personally, from what I've seen online, it's like there's not, well, outside of the fighting game community, there's not too much excitement for REVO, but for me personally, I really am excited for REVO and the future of Virtua Fighter. I definitely can't wait to see what you guys have in store for us later down the road. And also, please fix the rollback netcode as much as possible. Thank you. And yeah, that's gonna do it for me tonight. I want to once again thank thank Tomo for coming out tonight, giving us some awesome matches, and giving us some giving us some great inputs for Virtua Fighter from someone who knows fighting games better than I do. Like I said, he's my teacher and all that. So it was definitely great to have someone else's opinion regarding Virtua Fighter and the future for Virtua Fighter as well. And yeah, that's gonna do it for me tonight, guys and gals. Hope you all stay safe. I don't know if I'll be streaming later today. If I do, though, keep an eye out on all my socials so you guys can stay up to date for when I do go live or when I upload new content onto YouTube. And yeah, that's gonna do it for me tonight, guys. Hope you all stay safe. Hope you all have fun. And remember, a chili dog a day keeps Eggman away. Love and God bless y'all, and I hope to have you beautiful sons and guns again in our next adventure. Bye bye.
Goodbye.